Oof. Here it is. Midterms week. Everybody's busy. Busy, busy, busy. Busy bees in the hive of academic and scholarly persuasion. Yep. Check some stuff out. Okay, cool. We're on YouTube, X, and Rumble. Yep, that's where we're at. We can do Twitch. We can do Kick, but I don't know. It's more of like the Xbox, PlayStation brand, so to say. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But it's all good. Anyway, let's rock on with it. Tonight, smart people, conspiracy theories. Yes, the conspiracy theory. It's not about being dumb. It's not about being stupid. It's not about being the person that, everybody points at. It's about being a human being, all right? It's kind of the conspiracy theory of the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus or Kris Kringle or Santa Claus or, all the good names for the gift giver, for the good people. Yep. Okay. Reality check. Reality talk. We all love a good conspiracy, okay? We all love a theorist argument. We all love something that captivates our attention. All of us as human beings survive through storytelling. The history, the venue, the genre, the history of the people, the winner writes the history book, so to say. So We all like the conspiracy theory. We all like the questionable thing. Like, how could anyone come to believe that's real? Well, it could possibly be real because it's written by the winner. It's written with influence of the loser. It's written by those who possibly had firsthand experience and were being suppressed by the winner. The winner. So the winner could be the suppressor. It's kind of like a movie I watched last night. I watched a movie last night with Batista and that Aquaboy guy. I forgot his name. Jason Aquaboy, whatever his name is. Anyway, a Japanese guy in the movie walked up and said, yeah, nobody messes with the Japanese, and, said it to Batista, and Batista said back in response, well, apparently you did not learn the history. Well, that would imply that history books were not read. History books were suppressed, kind of like in the United States. Do you have a real history book that is full of conspiracy versus what's being taught now? It's kind of like med school. Yeah, let's not get on that topic. All right, but here's a twist. Here's something that, would blow somebody's mind. Smart people fall for conspiracy as well. Yes, I said fall for conspiracy. Now, somebody's going to say, I'm smart. I'm not stupid. He said, I fall for conspiracy. Yeah, you do. Just like you fall for intimate, emotion. You fall for the pleasure of a specific food. You fall for the prejudicial view of what you like and what you do not like. I had said prejudicial view. I did not say racist for those of you that are not in the smart category. Yeah, I said it, not in the smart category. Racist and prejudice are two different things. So, smart people, intelligent, middle, IQ-wise. Yeah, we're not, going to sit here and have a whole classroom conversation on that. But even those that would be perceived to be the upper echelon of inquisitive scholarly nature still are subject to the impressionism of the conspiracy theory, the one that captivates your attention. Your brain is a friend. Your brain will friend the fancy degree. Yes, the degree of the information that is being given to you. All right. The actual bitter of the better building, the complication, the arguments, those arguments to defend what one person is giving, those arguments to defend the monologue, those arguments to defend the ideology, those arguments to defend rhetoric and edict. Sometimes we as human beings want to believe it because it fascinates us. It captivates our attention, kind of like reading a good book, kind of like, well, I went to go see the movie, but the movie sucked, but the book was better. It's kind of like social media. It's kind of like this show is not political. Everyone wants to be captivated by that conspiracy theory on YouTube podcasts, YouTube live streams, Rumble, all these good social, video networks to everybody can watch someone and hit a like and hit a subscribe. Here, we don't, really care, but if you like it, hit a like and hit a subscribe. But we all like that captivation. I've got a few platforms I like to watch, some interesting stuff. None of it's political based though, hunting, rebuilding motorcycles, rebuilding cars, buying old rundown stores and making beautiful houses out of them, stuff like that, stuff that you can really put your hands on. But there are people in society that are captivated by the conspiracy theory, the political move, the what's happening, it is what it is. Plausible sucks everyone in. Yeah, plausible does suck, the plausible nature of plausibility is what it is. But we're all suckered in. It's a hook. So when it feels empty, when the story feels it's abandoning you, when the story feels half full, half empty, remember, you're scared. Yes, you're scared. You're lonely because now the story is not geared or twisted toward how you want it to end, the ending light at the tunnel that you desire to see. It's still a conspiracy. It's still something that you want to believe, but it's still something that would make you feel part of the team, part of the espionage crew. So it's a loneliness. Not that it's bad, not that it's good, but it's a loneliness because you're not now involved in the creation of the story. The influence of, yeah, I believe it, it's good. But when it sidetracks outside of your cognitive realm of attention, now the fear of boredom sets in, right? The conspiracy theories. Now you will understand that it's nonsense or it's not nonsense. I can argue that it's true, it's real, it has credibility and validity, and now I'm going to go research it and put my academic standard to it, or just my social, ideological standard to it with cool words that the media said, that AI said. Now, that is why I say for this show, it's not political. We don't do a recap of the news. Guys, girls, people of the country that even watch this show, you know that all of the political entourage, all of the political foreteller, all of the political forecaster, they pull from the news networks and give their own twist to the news networks, as the news networks are conspiracy themselves and twisting it for a specific agenda. So if you're looking for the doom scroller that's going to hit every network that there is and show it to you, we're going to go to war with this people, we're going to go bomb this, here it is, here's so-and-so saying this, here's this. It's a conspiracy feed. It's a deception of you. It's the television. It's tell you your vision of what we want you to believe, so that way you will not feel scared or lonely. We're going to suck you in. Knowing is an answer. Knowing when the world makes no sense. Yes, I said it. The world makes zero sense, no sense. It's a conspiracy. One would think that a nation of people, the United States, are full of smart people. Unfortunately, no, that's not it. Even the smart people, are the ones with the IQs, are the ones that have that narcissistic, I'm better than you, you're not at my level, are subject to conspiracy. Heck, even I'm subject to conspiracy. So are all of you. And you, subject to conspiracy, because you want to be absorbed into the movement. You want to be absorbed into the program. You want to be absorbed into the ideology, the edict, sometimes the rhetoric of a specific conspiracy push, a specific conspiracy phenomenon, that one will be greater, that one will survive, that one will meet the measurement of time. But not always is that true. The being you the being, the belief, the belonging to the ideology, the edict, the rhetoric, the extremism of the words, the twist, the tie, the suck, the vacuum, the hook. Feel like you're someone special because you're now in the clique. You now know the words. You now know the conspiracy while others do not. Even the smart people do not know the conspiracy, but yet, the smart people know a conspiracy that you don't know either. It's just a new page in the book of belonging. It's a new page in the book of conspiracy. It's a new page in the book of JFK construct over the historical venue of time, all the way up from, the grassy knoll, the CIA, the count of shooters, the ballistic measurement of calculation for gravitational pull, and the Coriolis fake run, and the moon and gravity, the fake run of the ballistic projectile, not the bullet. So the conspiracy, it even runs back to that. Yeah, you want to be involved. Plus, it's belonging. All of you know that you want to belong somewhere. You want to select something. The chess club, the cooking club, the groundhog that lied club. Yeah, I heard that guy was getting sued. Somebody put it in the chat. What's his name? Heard he was getting sued. I actually heard that from a credible source, that he was being sued. Now, I know a credible source is a groundhog. You can't, legally judicially sue a groundhog. But, there are jokes out there about people suing the groundhog for a false or, credible, reliable prediction. Okay, tonight we're not here to mock anyone. We're not here to make jokes or point fingers at people's faces, all right? We're here to actually talk about the reality of the pill, the hook, the conspiracy. We're here to find out why the stories in conspiracy stick like super glue to the hearts and never let go. The mind. No, I said stick to the heart like, super glue, bonding agent, gorilla glue, gorilla tape. Let me see. The conspiracy to be true that makes the mind circle to answer what it wants to believe. Yeah, basically that's what it is. It sticks to the heart. Therefore, it sticks to the mind. The heart is a muscle. The heart doesn't fall in love. The heart doesn't break. Oh, Bob left me. Janet left me. My heart's broken. No, your emotions are broken. You failed somewhere. You didn't meet that ideology of conspiracy that you were the best person for them. You failed. So there's no, I know. The pill, You're not just watching a movie. You're the star. You're the actor. You're the one getting paid zero to perform in the motion picture called life. All right. It's a hot lens. Okay. And it's a host lens. And it's a conceptual lens. The hot lens is you, the emotion, the temperament, the push, the movement of the cognitive development of information in your own mind. Not the heart, your mind. It's the drive. It's the push. It's the motivation, the conspiracy. You're the star. You're the host of the lens, meaning you're holding it, listening to what your selective measure is, what you really want to listen to, and what you want to absorb. It's kind of like a genre of music. It's kind of like, the comparison of, black death metal to country. Kiss the dog, kick the wife. Ye hail Satan, black metal from the Eastern Coast of Norway. I mean, it's the genre. It's you. You're the director. You're the one that gets to actually choose. There's no accident. The main character of you is an upgrade continual. Where you're being drawn, where you're being pulled to, the emotion, the selection of dissident, the selection of dissociative, the selection of I shall embed myself, I shall be the farmer. The groundhog's name is Punkstaway Phil. Am I Punkstaway? I'm probably tearing that all up. We'll just call it Groundhog PP. Yeah, that's it. PP. Groundhog PP. Groundhog Pawpaw. But, you're the red pill in the movie, man. Girl, guy, you're it. You're the host. When you want to buy into a conspiracy, you stop the regular you. The you is not you anymore because something hooked you. It grabbed you. It just snatched you out of the infernal cloud and smoke of boredom. Yeah, everyday life. You become the chosen one. Somebody shared it with you. You're the one that has the knowledge right now. You're the one that has the information base. You're the one that can coach, train, or teach another person about the conspiracy. Why? Because you've got the foundation of the conspiracy. It's a sacred mission for you now. It's heart-driven. The heart is a muscle. It's mental. It's causation. It's rational choice theory. It's conspiracy. It's interesting. It's drama. And you're the star of the drama show, sharing the conspiracy and the information. It's kind of like telling a good story at a campfire. How do you think the historical venue of information sharing and storytelling and history books were written? Authors weren't there. People have mouths. People have brains. People have memory drawers in their brain. Hippocampus, limbic system, right? Amygdala, the one that puts it all together. Frontal cortex, cerebral, eye, smell, hear. You see these things. You interpret them all differently from the other one. So now you're the chosen one that was given the knowledge, the secret knowledge of information. The scared mission. The scared mission. Others are scared to approach what you know now, the conspiracy, the one that makes you the holder, the key, the flamboyant actor in the movie of life called Conspiracy Attention. Punksha-tahi. Oh, okay, I got it. Punksha-tahi. Sounds like Haudenosaunee. Yep. I think my mom would be rolling over in her grave right now. Just for that. Just because I said that. Sorry, Mom. Anyway, Yahweh. Yahweh. All right. As I said before, learn multiple languages, people, so that you can learn conspiracy theory and other languages. Now, back to conspiracy theory. The want to belong. The conspiracy. The secret knowledge. The secret scarce mission. While everyone around you is stuck being the Matrix, Neo, the Matrix system. You're the Neo. You're the one that got the pill. You're the one when the show of green flashers, the code, the script of life. That is you. You're not the monkey, but you're the code. You're the one pilling everyone else. Yeah. The rush when you think you're the expert. Let's be for real about it, okay? Human beings are human. When there's a celebrative moment that you're the victor, you're the one that has the actual information. You're the one that has the ace in the hole. You're the one that has the winning card pulled in the game. You're the one with it. So now you're the emotional cloud nine, much like a little narcissistic person, so to say. You're better than everyone in that one realm of cynicism of the conspiracy. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be that way. For some people it is. For some people it isn't. For most people, I would like to think that, it's a good old conspiracy thing, and it's not like that. The conspiracy would be shared, to be built upon, to make the conspiracy, spectacular, a grandiocal piece of information to be given to someone. But you don't want to be stuck in the boring matrix land either, do you? So when you think you're the expert, someone else out there in society would say they know you're not the expert of the conspiracy because you got it secondhand. You were the one that was chosen to come into the movement, the realm, not the first to be pilled, so to say, with the conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory builds adrenaline, the heart, the brain, the body, the dopamine, the endorphins, the glands, the secretion of everything into the blood system to speed up the heart rate, the circulatory system, getting the brain to spark. Now you're getting more fuel to the brain, more oxygen, more impulse, more electron triggers into the specific lobe or perineal areas of the brain that make you think and put things together and solve puzzles. Now, it's a physical reaction. Yeah, suddenly you're the grandiousal smart one. You're Gandalf. You're Harry Potter. You're the sorcerer of wizards of genius of conspiracy, but you're still human. You're subject to what you hear. It's kind of like Wikipedia. It's kind of like AI. It's kind of like the internet and a node. For those of you that don't know what a node is, in layman terms, it's a server. It's only as good as the data being put in. So you can see the pattern of build of conspiracy theories within society. You can see the construct of greatness, and you can see the downfall of decay in conspiracy theories. Somebody put in the chat, what is a good conspiracy theory right now, 2006, that is a construct of building and it's great? And then someone put a disintegrating conspiracy theory. Yeah, because they both happen that way. Well, both methodologies for conspiracy happen that way. Not that it's good or bad. We're not poking fingers or fun at anyone, but everybody here is a human being, right? It goes for sociological, psychological, criminal justice, whatever your job spectrum is, It doesn't matter, Anybody ever seen a yellow wood commercial? Don't buy the wood, no, so it's got a yellow tag on it. Okay, is it really good wood, or is it just, pushing for, they got a little extra pressure treatment in there, but it's still going to rot given the specific environment that it's in. You're not just living life anymore as a conspiracy theorist or a cognitive evaluator, literature review, systematic analysis, or metadata review of the conspiracy theory. You're a hero now in the epic story. You're the one that has the breakdown. You're the one that has the punchline for someone to believe. That's human. It's called self-worth, self-drive, self-esteem. I'm here. I'm in the moment. I am the one actor in life that you must view. It's human. There's nothing wrong with it. Everyone does it. Anybody ever heard a rumor before? You listened. You were listening to a conspiracy with credibility or without, credibility, no validity. Conspiracy theory is the wagon wheel. It's the welcome wagon of reality. It's also the cure for loneliness. Yes, the cure for loneliness. Oh my gosh, I'm not lonely. I've got friends. I've got a life. It's the same every day. Kind of like the groundhog pee-pee. Every year, out of the hole, get up, eat the carrot, eat the fruit. The freaking groundhog doesn't know his front tooth from a hole in the ground from a cloud. But yet, we're going to go off of response, naturalistic behavior. So let's get into the heart of it, the brain, okay? For the real reason these conspiracy groups, people, singular entities, why do these specific realms of society and conspiracy explode? That's an epidemic level, epidemia level. It's a sociological epidemic system, systematic growth process. Modern society itself is cold as a broken icicle in the Arctic, stabbed into the eyeball of a fruit fly. Yeah, I know, I just contradicted. A fruit fly in the Arctic stabbed in the eyeball by a broken icicle. It's a conspiracy, man. That's why global warming is happening, because the fruit fly was in, okay. It's rumorville. It's fictitious. Some of it could be real, but society itself is cold, so society will stimulate you. You walk past people every day without eye contact. All of you do. Ashamed, too nervous, to yourself. They're showing the story before it acts out. Well, who is they? Society that is cold without the heart, as you walk by them without even looking them in the eye, as I said. Your neighbors are strangers. How many of you truly know your neighbors and know the conspiracy theories of your neighbors? But the conspiracy theory of the neighbor that nobody wants to know is it's the Wicked Witch of the West. It has kidnapped children and makes corn cob candy out of baby legs. It's conspiracy. It's the cold side of society. It's the instant family. It's the instant draw. It's the instant gratitude. Why would you not comprehend with credibility, validity, and the world of reality as you know it? Why do you think social media took off and boomed? You didn't have social media. You had, way back when, regular old nightly news, then Facebook and Insta chat and tickety talk and all these little, my brain is my phone now because I'm lonely. So the conspiracy theories that were circulating in social media now brought attention to people, and they weren't lonely anymore. They had their virtual life. The moment you agree, you're flooded with love and validation. You're reading it. Someone's giving it to you. Someone's listening. It's like this show. Those that want to hear it and want to learn, stay. Those that aren't getting triggered by, I'm going to show you Fox's news, I'm going to show you this news, I'm going to show you CNN, I'm going to show you what this politician said, then I'm going to give you my own personal political venue and breakdown of it because I think I'm smart, and I'm going to give you the conspiracy theory push. Yeah, social media. Welcome to the land of it. Self-love. Now you're sucked into the family of conspiracy. Regardless of what it is, no one can validate it because no one in the world, not even Psychic Friends Network, is Psychic Friends Network. You cannot tell the future, let alone you weren't there in the past. It's kind of like time of death. There is no such thing of time of death unless you're standing there with a watch on and you're a medical doctor that can call the time of death, and you know causation, means and manner of death. It's time since death. So now the conspiracy theory of death. Homicide is death, means and manner. They are showing the story before it acts out. That is an interesting statement, though, if one would really pay attention to it. The moment you agree with the act out is the moment you yourself are flooding the person giving the potential act validation, and now you have validation and no judgment because they see that I'm not putting it here, it's in the chat, the one acting out sees the non-judgment, your agreement, you're in the edict, you're in the moment, you're in the rational choice personality, you're in the verbiage, you're in the grab, you're in the now, you're in the team, you're in the new family. Now you're subjugated, you're propagated, you're in the symbiotic circle. Yeah, it's kind of like being in the collective if you're a Star Wars fan, Star Trek fan, right? Yeah, we know what that is. What are they called? The Borg? Yeah, it's the Borg. That's right. Somebody give me a thumbs up. It's the Borg, right? What is that? The collective, or what's the term they use in Star Trek? Something for absorbed in, taken over. I don't know. I've watched a few of those. All right. Even something as simple as the comical secret handshake, memes, slangs, words. We all use it. The QAnon. Who is Q? Who's the Anon? I don't know. It's been pushed back for multiple directions for many a days, many a months. We can't say many generations, but who the heck is Q? Who's Anon? Who's that guy? I've never met her. Never met that girl. QAnon, him, whoever it is. Yeah. So when you yourself fall into the conspiracy theory and you become part of the family, and now you're slaying your words, your edict, your diarrhea with your code are attacked or destroyed in 60 seconds. Now it becomes a fight or flight. Now you must drop the right phrases to avoid the confrontation of the non-conspiracy theorist against you. It's emotion. It's heart. Now someone is attacking you from the cold outside modern society. As I said, you walk past them every day. You don't look them in the eye. It's respect. I don't want to be threatening to anyone. I want to be respectful. I don't want somebody to think, hey, I want your lunch money. Now, people are scared, fearful to look into the eyes of a stranger. Period. They're done. the heartfelt, the sentiment. What is the reaction you're going to get? They're not like me. Well, nobody's like you. Remember, you're the independent actor in the script of the movie, of the conspiracy. The main conspiracy called your own life. Yes, you, the viewer, all singular. The conspiracy called you, your life. The conspiracy of me, my life. Borg, collective. Yes, the collective. The collective, yes. The collective. Everybody has the same thoughts. Everybody knows the same pattern. Everybody knows the same need for problem solving. 3-3. Making sense of the chaos. Oh, gosh. Anybody heard a Illuminati? Oh, good God. Really? The Illuminati? We need to have Tom Hanks as a guest here. And Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, we'll do that. Illuminati. Yeah, Illuminati is like a broken light bulb. Ye right. Yeah, the randomness of fear. Terrifying, the information, the scared. What you hear, what you like, what you know is not going to trigger your senses. It's not going to suck you in. It's not going to draw you because you know it's not the conspiracy that you want to hear. It is not. Now, some people may think this guy's full of crap. He doesn't know. Q is a collective. Well, Q is a collective of information, it's here in the chat. Q is a collective of information given and supported by who? The cold heart of society, the collective of people that want to be absorbed into the QAnon movement, the push, the gathering, the greater cause. One voice for the many, but the many voices for the one, conspiracy and the action. It's terrifying when the QAnon is not part of the collective, but yet out there singularly. The quick, the fast, though, what is scarier? The plane crash caused by the shadowy villain or the plane crash caused by the random bad luck? I would say, the plane crash was caused by a QAnon. Well, what anon and who the heck is Q? Or was it just human error? Faulty mechanical. The number one cause of a plane crash is going to be human error, meaning the mechanics. It does not work in the OFF position. For those of you that know what that, means, it doesn't work in the off switch position. Yeah, of course it's not going to work. Does not work in the OFF position. Conspiracy, the build. People would pick the villain because of the excitement, the adrenaline, the dopamine, the kind of like the false confession for those of you that watched the other night. False confession. Society wants to hear the villain. They want to see the villain. They want to see the tragic act come to a close. Your brain wants satisfaction. Your brain wants the dopamine push. Your brain wants the trigger to build, to randomize, to grow. The idea of the disaster that just happened now is the top story of the day. It's the top story of your day. It's the top story of the conspiracy theory called you and your life. You're the one that makes the universe make sense to you. You're the one that chooses rationality, credibility, validity, in layman terms, good or bad, truth or false, good info or garbage, things you want to pay attention to. Your brain is literally wired for this. It's triggered. Romance. Looking forward. Dopamine. I want to go see this movie. This interests me. I'm going to go buy this. I'm attracted to this. I like this. This hobby. This indulges me. My time. You're triggered for it. You're triggered to listening. You're triggered to listening to the greater clause of experience. You're triggered to listening to the manipulation of words. You're triggered to listening to the greater compound of the sentence that influences the greater construct. Is the root of the sentence the catch? Is it the hook? The conspiracy. It's called the illusionary, right? Period. The illusionary pattern perception. What tricks you? It's the puppet intervention. It's the puppet master invents. You're going to be the puppet master of your own life and what you believe. Now, we're not saying that everyone here is stupid. We're not saying that everyone here is smart. We're not saying that we're picking on anyone. We're talking about genuine acceptance, belonging. Why? Conspiracy theory. The plot is not a coincidence. It is concise. It's detailed. It's constructed to pull you in. It's constructed to avoid the hazy randomness of daily life that is boredom. Something to get your attention, something to hook the people. Think of a political race. Think of a political mudslinging campaign. We don't discuss politics here, but one president current. ICE. Illegal migrants out of the country. Well, the prior president multiple times before that, and before the prior president, before the president now that said it multiple years, 2008, 2010, 2013. But everybody has that conspiracy drop of the years in between, and conspiracy theory wants to whitewash it under the bridge as it was not the same. Let's make up. It's like those that, anybody know somebody that cites a Bible verse, just the verse, to influence you, to make you out to be the narcissistic bad guy in revenge, but the conspiracy of using a book and text to hurt you or make you jump on the bandwagon of belief that these are the way things should be without dispensing to you the full chapter. Just the verse, one little verse, but they skip 6 verses before that, before they got there. The plots are condensed, they're concise, they're given to attract your attention. The man behind the curtain. You're the man behind the curtain as well. There are 2 curtains. When the curtain closes, it's the actor, it's the cast, it's the scripts that are being reviewed. But on the other side of the curtain are the viewers, the audience, the ones that are being sucked in, absorbed, influenced. They're there for a reason to be entertained with concise causation. Condensed. It makes sense. My dopamine is here. My pleasure is being amplified here at this movie, this show, this puppet brigade. Yeah, the puppet show that you're being given. It's not random bad luck. You chose to be there. The man or the girl behind the curtain. Well, it also applies to the man or the girl in front of the curtain. There are 2 sides to the curtain. Remember that. And that's why it's called stage right, stage left, for those of you that think you know. No, it's based on the curtain, based on the viewer, based on the actor. Yeah, stage right is not to the right. Go left. Sir Damocles? Yes, the picture is clear. Clear to you. Even when the picture is scarifying. Yeah, terrifying, scary, scarifying. You're the one that chooses to listen. It's better to know than not know. It's kind of like, since 2020, all the chaos, all the revolts, all the fires, the riots, the conspiracy of one is better than the other. Some would choose, well, I wish I didn't know. My life was better before I didn't know all of these things and these conspiracies and this political. Well, yeah, you chose to know. Now you're part of the cool crowd. Now you're part of the inner circle of those that hold you in, and now you're the one with the information. You're the one that knows. The new faith, the new knowledge. Yes, it's not just a theory that one would rely on, a conspiracy theory to believe and have it randomize or structure one's life. It's more like a religion. It's practiced. It's hard. It's foundationable. It's like a nail in a coffin. You're there. Yeah, it's the relevant soft tone of your life. Pretty much call it what it is. These groups function like churches. Yes, churches. For those of you that know what the church, does, where it gets its information. Multiple churches teaching the same script on the same day. The differences. Why is it Southern Baptist? Why is it Baptist? Why are there multiple versions of one word of a religion? Now, we're not here to argue religion. We're here to argue the conspiracy, the sociological foundation, the sociological construct of one is better than the other, and one should follow, and one should come to believe our word. Yeah, it's like a religion. You got the sacred text. You got the JFK information. You got the COVID information. Yeah, we got it all now. Yeah, the forbidden truths, the buried power that is now bestowed upon you. You're going to absorb it like a sponge. You're going to take it in. It's like a religion. It's going to be life-changing. It's going to turn into a holy ritual for you because you want more. Then you're going to start doing your own research on the conspiracy. Right? You're going to let it be real. The usual means. You're going to begin watching YouTube videos and Rumble and X X and hopefully CJTV to get some scholarly common sense out of it all. And yes, we publish everything. Speaking of published, let me knock this out. I apologize, my researchers. Dylan McDonald, thanks. He's one of the primary researchers on this show with me. As of this day, 514 downloads. Our Facebook, that's our Facebook, Dr. Mike Gurley, CJTV, lowercase JTV. Everything we do here is released. It's a MediaFire upload. So you can go into the Facebook and it's open. Friend the page. You don't have to chit chat. It is not a chit chatty page. It's not a show your dogs and your spaghetti page. We don't care. We really don't. It's more for scholarly research, sharing, uploading, and presentation of data that would help someone argue as a developing scholar, not a sociological nightmare, so to say. So, thanks, Dylan. That is it. And 7,752 views in 46 days. It's not bad. That is not bad. And anybody says, oh, that's nothing. I have 14,000 people watching me review the news again and give my opinion on what the news has already told the planet. Yeah, great. You get a bunch of hits from conspiracy theorists. Yeah, you. All right. Thanks, Dylan. That's your shout out. Also, we have a GoFundMe right here. Take your phone and do something better with your phone and your money than spending it on crap and social media jargonistic political reviews when someone recovers the news for you when you should be doing your own scholarly research for real news instead of conspiracy theory, and getting a firm understanding of what reality is and how you should interpret it with an education and scholarly. Help us out. Go fund a student. Fall semester 2026. There will be a competition that will be done on this show. Now, back to the fantastic conspiracy. You're killing my logo. Quit it. At the moment, all the clicks start. The conspiracies. Finally, it gets real for you. Oh, I just heard something that made it juicy. It made it hammer down. Now I'm the one with the knowledge that I interpreted. Nobody else interpreted that information that way. Now you're enlightened. You're transformed. In the moment, you're the conversation piece. You're the click. You're the one that makes the conspiracy reborn. You're the power. You're the fire to the gasoline. You're the tetrahedron heat. You're the tetrahedron oxygen. You're the tetrahedron fuel. You've made the fire burn again for the conspiracy. Yep. The expensive process of you. The conversion experience. Yep. You're bringing it back to life again. When you get a devil to fight the government, so to say, you got to make an appointment with the devil, the media, and the sheep. Yes. The devil, I don't know, Satan, Lucifer, Mephistopheles, Beelzebub, the devil, the horned one, whatever. The media, the news, the government, the sheep, the sheeple. And we've all heard these terms before. And when I say the devil, I don't look at it, or I'm not trying to argue it to you in some kind of religious satanic faction. I'm trying to tell you that the worst of the worst, which would be the holy grail of argument or fight or resistance against the religion of conspiracy, can be compared to equality of religion and Satan, religion and the devil, religion and the anti of the specific religion. It's a defining moment for those in the conspiracy. It defines them as the fact finders, period. It defines them about their faith, their dedication, their non-randomization thinking, but their direct thinking, their causation, their validity, their credibility in the conspiracy, the way it's delivered. When that is identified and conquered, now within a conspiracy, the paradigm of the safety paradox is being created. It's being delivered. You as a society help the conspiracy theory. Yeah, when it needs help, when it needs to be fed like it's a bird in a cage. Society is the bird in the cage. So this is like a broken brain principle. Sometimes it's, more society tries to include you in the more paranoid behavior. Yeah, you're the conspiracy theorist. Society's going to say, you're paranoid delusionist. Now they're including you into the psychological, the manic They're pulling you in, and now you're listening, and now you're going to somewhat partially agree with those that do not agree with you, that maybe there's a principle of paranoia, psychological indifference. Maybe it is a manic protocol of failure on my behalf. Suddenly now the faith is being questioned. Now, we're not arguing. We're not trying to point fingers at conspiracy theories or conspiracy theorists or anybody in society in general. You have to understand, it's about belonging. It's about information sharing. It's about individual development. It's about simple self-relevance. Do you comprehend the conspiracy theory? Do you? Some of you have heard conspiracy theories that are just way above your head. You can't make it out. It's like having, a chicken sandwich Curzai talk in Russian, but you don't speak Russian. Yeah, you don't even know what kind of sandwich I just said either, but you're going to attempt it because you want to have that cognitive non-barrier conversation. It's like a conspiracy theory. Why? Because you feel you feel safe with those that want to talk about the same thing around you. It's like a safety net of control. It's the control trap. You're human. Is what it is. Fight or flight. Run for the bear or trap the bear and sit next to the bear while the bear's trapped just inches away from the extension of the trap in the chain so the bear can snap and swipe and growl and spit, but can't touch you. Bear can't hurt you if it can't touch you. The conspiracy theorists can't hurt you, but they can present the noise. They can present the trauma visually. It's a safety. You're going to choose to be with the ones that do not represent themselves as the chained or trapped bear. Now I know. Oddity examples. Why is this guy using these examples? Society avoids the plague of trauma. For anti-conspiracists, anti-conspiracy people, yeah, because they're not the ones that are the blessed selective ones that believe. Yeah, believing is just not it. It's not enough. You have to be one with the conspiracy, the loyalty, something that pushes you to keep proving your loyalty to the people that want to hear the conspiracy, that want to talk about the conspiracy, that want to learn more. That is you. You're the believer. The crazy thing is that's natural. People are going to follow the conspiracy leader. They're going to follow the one that actually has the words they want to hear. It's like this show. People jump in, then they figure out that, oops, this is not a political venue, so I'm going to jump right the heck back out and go to a political venue. Go somewhere that makes me feel in the clique, in the crowd, in the movement. Yeah. This is more of a digital campfire of using your brain live stream. Yep, the algorithm. We'll cover one more thing before we conclude the old fantastic show here. The digital campfire. Digital, the AI, the brain, the move. The digital campfire of you and the algorithm in your head is matchmaking to your own developed cognitive reality and madness. Yes, the definition of insanity. Something that doesn't work continuously. Now, we're not pointing fingers at manic or sociological events here at anyone, so don't think I'm pointing it at you, the viewer. No, everyone has these moments, all right? It's just an interest clause, all right? It's the matchmaker. It's the algorithm that sucks you in, that makes your brain tell you, this is the best. It's kind of like this show. Hit like, hit subscribe. Help the algorithm on Rumble and YouTube grow so that it can circulate it out to more people. When you hear that information, it stimulates your mind and you want to circulate it out to more people. So you're feeding your own drive, your own madness for self-worth, self-esteem, the Kalashnikov validation of violence of the words of the conspiracy. You got to attract the people. You got to attract the villain story. Thus, I just said the Kalashnikov violence. Yeah. You've got to make it attentive for the listener. It's an echo chamber. It's an exchange. Everyone wants to hear about it, and everyone wants to be warned about it if someone is identified to where the conspiracy would affect them. Hey, did you know that this happened, and I know you do this, this, and this, and now suddenly this could possibly happen to you? Oh no, the madness, the violent action of the mental Kalashnikov, the victimization, the conflict, the stress. Now suddenly the dopamine is being affected in another person, and now the other person wants to be the predator of the conspiracy theory. Share it. Find the ones that need to hear it. The algorithm hunt, the algorithm matchmaker for the madness of the story. Who's going to listen to it? Who's really going to give us the attention? Who's going to sit down with the attention to watch CJTV and not click away because suddenly you're like, oh, this guy's wrong. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but this is not me, but I'm going to click away. Thanks for proving my point. Case closed. Go seek the conspiracy that you want to listen to and be triggered. Nothing is wrong with that. It's human. It's natural. Human. I just told you I'm triggered by it. Rebuild a motorcycle show on YouTube. Rebuild a car. Hunting shows. Hunting TV. Yes, going out and killing animals. Yeah, with guns. Fill your freezer. Save the whales. Collect them all. You know, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Some in society would say that that's crazy. People just predator on the conspiracy theorists and share the conspiracy. No, it's not crazy. It's kind of killing them with kindness if you really actually look at it, because you're already in the clique. You want the information to be shared, and you want those people to feel wanted, feel some sort of self-worth that are in the clique, in the community of the conspiracy. So you're killing them with kindness to help stimulate the conspiracy so that there's a means, there's a reason. There's a reason to get out there and kill others with kindness and share information that could be 100% true. Could have 100%, credibility and validity, reliability, precedence. Or it could have none of the above and just be a wild-haired story that sounds good. It's kind of like the villain. The plane crashed due to human faulty error, human malfunction, the brain. Not the heart. The heart's a muscle. The heart got upset and the guy drove the plane into the ground because he was, heartbroken. No, the head. That's where it's at. The villain. Now the villain is the hero of the story because conspiracies make it that way. Now we have to pay attention to the heart and love and emotion and heartbroken. No, something else drove it there. We're going to twist the conspiracy. We're going to meme it. We're going to put the slang into it. It's kind of like car, automobile, vehicle, ride, whip, all kinds of terms that we can use. What is your uniformity for your verbiage in the conspiracy theories that you develop at the algorithm level to attract those that want to stay on your linguistic journey, your digital journey, and your virtual world of social media, face chat, whatever. I said face chat, didn't I? I know. I look stupid now. It's Facebook. Insta, yeah, okay, whatever. Chittygram, whatever it is. All I know is we do YouTube, X, Rumble. We can do Twitch and Kick, but, it's not really seeing a lot of push on Twitch and Kick. See a lot of video game players. Nothing wrong with that either. I like me some good, DDO online. I love that game. Been playing that game for years. For those of you who don't know, it's Dungeons & Dragons Online. Okay, cool. DDO Online. There, is a reason I'm a professor at a university. University's DDO is rampant. So, your wild digital journey, your digital jersey. So find the people that are going to attract. Why do you think sports fans wear the jerseys? We know you're going to the game. We know there's a popular person there with that name wearing that jersey. But Bob just bought tickets and he's coming through the gate wearing the number, the jersey, the name. He is not the player, but he's on the digital journey. He's the algorithm, the matchmaker. Now he can sell the conspiracy theory of the great quarterback, the great whatever athlete of the name and the number and the jersey that he's wearing. The conspiracy of what makes that athlete the greatest. Good, bad, who knows? Depends on the linguistics and the capture rationalityism, right? The verbiage, the emotion. What makes it real to the listener? What makes it real to the one receiving the information? Everyone knows you're on the same team of the conspiracy, but how are you going to evaluate the conspiracy and provide ever-proving loyalty within society to the conspiracy? Naturalistic behavior. That is also a double life. Yeah, double life. For some of you, you have to choose that double life, and we'll close the show with the double life of the conspiracy. You're living in the shadow, the hurt shadow. There's a darker side to life, a painful one. The conspiracy that you choose not to share because in your real life, You don't want the real people to see that you're a conspiracy theorist, so you keep it bottled away and you only release it and open the genie bottle of conspiracy with those that are conspiracy theorists when they surround you. But you're not going to release it over here. So that's the dark shadow of life. You hide your real thoughts. You hide them. You hide the conspiracy, the identity. Yeah, you hide it from your family, your friends, the co-workers, everyone in society. Therefore, you're not looking anyone in the eye when you're passing them. That tinfoil hat theory, right? Tinfoil hat of shame. Well, sometimes that is a reality and sometimes it's not. It's just a cliche of terminology that someone would use to make it a terrifying moment, a giggle, a laugh, an insult, a derogatory term to take away from the dignity of another human being. Yes, all of you watching this show, to include me, everyone partakes in conspiracy. Every one of you. Yes, you do. Let's have a conversation and a competition about that one night. Spread the word. I'll set the show. Chats will be open. I'll prove you all wrong. Watch me. Now, the twist on the shadow of conspiracy that hurts because you choose not to turn it into your life and genuine. You're very selective about who you tell. You don't want to twist and tie the knots too tightly in society because you want to be able to unravel them and finagle your way out quickly. The conspiracy theorist is not the one anybody wants to surround themselves with in specific areas of society. It's not just about asking questions, or it's not just about, society asking you questions about conspiracy theories or things that have happened or what's going on in their life or what's going on in the sociological aspect of the news, the media, how's it being interpreted on social media. It's a bridge. Traveling back and forth. Information, travel. It's kind of like the symbiotic circle of communication. Interview and interrogation. It's a symbiotic circle. There's also a cutoff. Your cutoff is they do not get it. No one gets you. No one understands how you really feel the heart, the emotion, the drive, the life, the religion, the you, the having to choose to live in the dark shadow of the hurt. No one gets it. No one understands you. The conspiracy groups become their own group, their own foundation, their own family. Some would even go as far as to say their own cult. I've heard that before in my CJ career. Conspiracy theorists, they're a cult about this specific thing, this specific item, and they're going to perform this specific action just to, prove their conspiracy to society. Yeah, well, it's a bridge. Some burn those bridges too. That's a whole show in itself. That's a psychological push. It's called rejection, self-rejection. That's where it starts. Not from the conspiracy group that's rejecting you, the conspiracy theorist that's with them. It's the group of the conspiracy that sees you're either accelerating above or you're not meeting their drive or their venue of their own acceleration. So the cut, the scissors, the hurt, the shadow, that's when it comes to light to you. Yeah, the persecution becomes confirmation when that happens. Now suddenly you see what society sees in the term conspiracy theorist. And then you start living in the shadows again. Self-worth, falling, desires, emotions crumbling. Yeah. Just one of those things about conspiracy theorists. You put yourself at risk. Oh, this guy just said everybody that's living is a conspiracy theorist, so everybody puts themselves at risk. Yes, everyone. All of you. There's not a soul, not a human being on this planet that has never been involved in a conspiracy theory. None. Lies. Knowing how to lie gently to avoid the hurt, and knowing how to lie tactfully to avoid the hurt, knowing how to tell the white lie, the light, non-manipulative. It's a lie. You're a conspirator. You're trying to influence. You're trying to get someone to believe you or disbelieve you or believe something or factual, non-factual of another person. Conspiracy. That is you. That's the number one trigger. I've got multiple. So let's have that one day. One of my researchers, if you're watching, set that up one day. Make a whole show. Stump the professor. Conspiracy theory. That would be fun. I would enjoy that. Again, 514 downloads, all of our research to include this. This was uploaded, not everything. If I was going to be here to talk about everything tonight, I'd be here for a couple hours. But we have, white paper. Speaking of the white paper, I'll go ahead and bring this up. We uploaded it. It is on Facebook. It's on Instagram too as we're talking. Let me get this up. Some of you are saying, oh, the guy's slow. I don't care. Be quiet. Be patient. It's a one Professor Finger show and a whole bunch of monitors. So let me open this vert screen up, close a few things out. That way everybody can see. We've actually got the paper right here. It's just the white paper. You know, we're not out here like super publishing, making all kinds of money and stuff. It's just something to help researchers, scholars, developers of, cognitive, scholarly development ideas and research. Feel free, go download it. Facebook under Media Fire. Friend the page. You'll like it. Friend the page. Pretty cool stuff. Nothing, crazy. It's not a social page where you get on there and you're talking about all kinds of crazy stuff. So, friend it. You'll like it. You'll love it with the data. There's a lot of data on there and a lot of research on there for anybody if they actually, want to download it and use it. And if you have any questions about it, email me, drmikeleeg@gmail.com. We got some cool episodes coming up. We got some pretty enthralling episodes coming up. And we got a lot of episodes that are kind of blending together, kind of like the hook of the conspiracy theory, so to say. A conspiracy theory kind of tied a lot in with, false confessions, false doctrine, false wording, false belief. So we're going to conclude this after this fantastic hour of conversation about conspiracy theories. And it's not just dumb people or smart people. It's everyone, to include you. So if you like the show, conspiracy theory help the algorithm. Hit like, subscribe. As Homer Simpson would say, make yourself a little bit more learned. Good night.